Hello, and welcome to the second part in my Get to Know Me by my physical TBR. Yeah, part two of the detective books I have. So let's get right into it. Um, I have three books by Tess Gerritsen about the Rosolian Isles. I guess you call that right. So this is the Mephisto Club. This one is called The Keepsake. This one's Ice Cold. So they're part of a series by Karen Rose. I have Watch Your Back. Then by Casey Hill, I have The Punisher. The first book by them is called Taboo. I've read it. Didn't really like the ending because it became very predictable. So hopefully they'll redeem themselves with this book. And let's say another one by David Hewson in the Nick Costa series. And this one is called The Lizard's Bite. Another one by Gay Longworth, and this is called, let me see, Dead Alone. Yep, need to read them. Then another one by Preston and Child in the Pendergast series, and this is called Two Graves. By Gilles Blunt, I have The Delicate Storm. By David Hewson, again, this one's called The Killing. And let's go to another couple of books by Boris Akunin. Like I mentioned before, they're all translated from Russia to Dutch, so I'll try to translate the Dutch titles to English for you. So Leviathan, City Council, Turkish Gambit, and Fendorin. And Fendorin is our main character in the series, so yeah. That are those titles. Then by Elizabeth George, I have a couple more coming. The Depiction on His Mind. So that's one of the Inspector Lindley series. Then a lot of Karen Slaughter yet again, just like last video. This one's called Unseen. This one is called, if I can find it, Broken. I guess this one will be shattered. Oh, fractured. My bad. This is called Undealable, or something like that. Come, work with me, page, work with me. Coptown. And I guess Final Breath. Last Breath. So those are almost all of the Karen Slaughter books. And then we get to Elizabeth George yet again. She's mainly or only written about Thomas Lindley, so I'll give you some of the titles. In the Presence of the Enemy. What Came Before He Shot Her. Let's see, R. Richards. And in pursuit of the proper sinner. So yeah, that's that. Then another one by Chelsea Kane. This one is part 3 in the, yeah, how do you want to call it? The Gretchen Lowell series. Like I mentioned before, she's called the female Hannibal Lecter. So yep. And this title is called Evil at Heart. Then Passenger 23 by Sebastian Fitzek. Yeah, then some more by Elizabeth George. Let me see. Missing Joseph. A Place of Hiding. And A Banquet of Consequences. So yeah, they're all quite thick, all about 600-700 pages. So yeah, hopefully they're good detectives and enjoyable. Then by John Connolly, I have a book that is called Every Dead Thing. And another one by Preston and Child in the Pentecost series, and this one is called White Fire. Another one by the Harry Boss by John Connolly, or no, Michael Connolly. My bad. Just had John Connolly in my hand, right? And this one is called The Overlook by Peter James. I have a book that's called Dead Tomorrow. Tony Strong. Can you look it up? This one is called The Decoy. And by Pierre Lemaitre, yet again. 2 other books, Irene and Alex, all in the Camille Verhoeven series. So, yeah. And then I have some books by Stephen James. So, and also one by Peter James. Yeah, let's start with Peter James then. And this one is called Perfect People. And in the Stephen James series, or at least in this series, about Patrick Bowers, I like it that at least in the Netherlands, all of them are related to chess pieces. So hopefully they're also in Dutch. The first one was called the Bayern. At least in the Netherlands, this is part 2 in that series. It's called The Rook. So I guess it's translated correctly and also related to the chess one. This is called The King. Let's see. This one is prior to the Bayern, or whatever you want to call it. This is Opening Moves. And new. This one is stuck together and is called Every Wicked Man. Yep. So those are that series. Up to batch number 2. This will be batch 2. Yeah, I'll start off with a lot of books by Peter James. You've seen him before, or his books before. Just recently, right? That Simple is the first one. Not Dead Enough. Most of his books have dead in the title. If you hadn't figured that one out. Looking Good Dead. And novella by him. and it's called Perfect Murder. So yeah, that's some of his works. Then yet again another one by Elizabeth George. As you can see, it's a big one. It's called With No One as Witness, and it's almost 700 pages. So yeah, hopefully she writes well, so or entertaining enough that the story will yeah, get good. Um, then by Jesse Kellerman, I have a book that's called The Genius, and by Claire McGowan, I'm saying that one correctly, and this is called The Silent Dead. By Karen Rose, I have Every Dark Corner. By Susan May Warren, I have. Did I drop something? I guess I did. Flee the Night. Then by Baden and Kenney, and this book is called Skeleton Justice. By M.J. Arledge, Hide and Seek. By Lindsay, what's your last name? Lindsay Fay. I have The Gods of Gotham. Then The Dark Prophecy by Anthony E. Zucker, who's also written Level 26. Yeah, or when I go, Level 26 is the Dutch title. Or English and Dutch, and it's called Level 26 and then Dark Origins, so to be precisely. And yeah, correct me from my last video. So this one's called Dark Prophecy, also in the same world, whatever. Then some more by David Hewson. So The Sacred Cut, Semena Santa, and The Blue Demon. And most of them are by Nick Costa. I've mentioned that name before. By Val McDermott, I have a book, as you can see. It's called The Retribution. My bad, my English pronunciation sucks, right? The Retribution. That's the one. Then by Petra Hamestvaar, I guess the English title will be The Sinner. Also with another German author, Nele Neuhaus. This one, when translated, will be Snow White Must Die. So, yeah. My bad. Then I have two books by Mark Billingham. Let's see. Let's start with this one. This one is called in English Lazy Bones. And this one is called The Burning Girl. Then by Jeffrey B. Burton, I have The Chess Man. Then by Amanda Stevens, this is part in a trilogy, and the first one is called The Restorer. Yep. Yeah, so this is part one. Part two, I will show you in a couple of minutes. Another one by Karen Slaughter, and this one is called Broken. Let's see. Paul Sussman has also written a book or two, both of them are situated in Egypt. And I now need to know the title: The Last Secret of the Temple. So, yep. Then by Stephen James. This is also one in the Patrick Bowers series. And this one is called, let's see, Checkmate. Okay, that one. Then by J.A. Jens, I have a couple of books, and it's a very long series, and I don't have all of them. I think I read the first one. Yeah, they're all short, and yeah, don't expect too much, but they're fun to read. A More Perfect Union. A, work with me, work with me. A Partner in Crime. And the last one is called Lying in Wait. And all books are around, let's say, 230 to 40 pages each. So yeah, it's a quick read. You can read within a day if you have time for it. Um, then I have two books by Michael Rippet. Yep. With our main character Magnus Johnson in it. Yeah. Let me see if there is an English translation for you. Where the Shadows Lie, and 66, 66 North. Yeah, and they're both set in Iceland. So, yep, can't wait to find out. Then another one by Sebastian Fitzek. Yeah. Let's say Cut Off is I guess the correct English translation, because I have a lot of German books there. So I need to. I have another couple by Stephen James. This is one also in the Patrick Bowers series. And I don't know. This piece is called The Bishop. So this is part 4 in that series. And he has written a second series. Yeah. It's in the Jevon Banks. I guess I can pronounce it like that. Yeah. This one, Placebo, is part 1, and Upgrade is part 2 in his new or other series. Can't wait to find out. Here, then another one by Daniel Hecht, and this one is called Puppets. Then by Tim Weaver, we have Fall from Grace. I have two books by Boris Starling. So, Messiahs and Storm. Let me see, it's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So, Messiahs and Storm. I also have a third book, and that's called Vodka. But I will show you that this video or the next one, I think. Yeah, guess so. Then another one by Tim Weaver, just showed him, and this one's called Never Coming Back. Can't wait to find it. Then I have two books by Lisa Jackson. This one is called The Morning After. And this one is called Shiver. Yeah. And another one by Amanda Stevens. This is the second part in that trilogy, and this is called The Kingdom. And by Ulle Hansen, I have Ninth Killer. Yeah, also from German, so hopefully I pronounce the translations correctly or do a good translation. Another one by Karen Slaughter, and this one is called A Faint Called Fear. Yep, so that one. And the last one will also be by Peter James. Yeah, this is, I guess, I don't know if you have an also, but you read it like, yay, this is one page. Let me look up the title. Nope. The itch is never going to leave me, I guess. And this is also called Not Dead Enough. I think I've showed that one just yet, so I have this one in multiple versions. Yeah, that'll do for part 2 of batch 2. Let's go to batch 3. So let's start with batch 3. Yeah, by Bernard Meunier. I have 2 books. This is the second one or the third one. Um, they're also in French, so I need to translate them for you. Yeah, Darkening. Let's go that one. Then another one by Karen Rose. This one is called Dirty Secrets. By Val McDermott, I have a book called The Torment of Others. By Stuart McBride, I have a book. Oh, nice font. I have a book that's called Cold Granite. Granite. The stones, and not the thing that can explode. Then by David Hewson, The Fallen Angel. This one's also in the Nick Costa series. And this one also. And this one's called, let me look it up for you, The Seventh Sacrament. And also by him, and this one's not in the Nick Costa series, within another series, and it's called Carnival of the Dead, or Carnival for the Dead, my bad. Yeah, there's a couple books by him, and then by Mirko Zeleny, or Zelehi. My pronunciation isn't that great. Let's see, yeah. It's in Italian, and I'm not a great Italian speaker, or I really can't speak Italian. So let's say the title is The Myth Around the Dead. Yeah, let's call that one. Then by Karen Rose, Die For Me. Another one by her, Did You Miss Me? And another one by her, No One Left to Tell. So, yeah. Really need to start reading her books because there are a lot of them. I own a lot of them and haven't read any. As for most offers I've shown you. Ruff Newman has a book that's called Twisted Wing. Then I think I need to translate it myself. And yeah, because this one. Yeah. Let's say this one's called Pandemic by Frank Tillitz. Um, yep, nice title, isn't it? Then another one, like I said, by Bernard Meunier, um, A Cold Shiver is the title. Then by Michael Morley, I have Spider. And by, oh, this will be a Spanish translation, I get. Yeah. Yeah. It's by Eva Garcia Sanz de Arturi. Um, um, yeah, I think the title will be The Rights of the Water. Yeah, so this is the second part in the series, and the first series is called, or the first book in that series is called Quiet of the White Town or White City. So maybe if you've seen that one, this is the second one in that series. Then I have two books, again by Sebastian Fitzek, and I don't know. Nope. This is the Eye Collector. This one's called The Hostages. So here. Then by J.A. Carey, I have Blood Brother. And by Mo Hader, I have a book that's called Birdman. Then by Kathy Reichs, this her the series Bones is based upon her books. So this is one in that one, and this is called Grave Secrets. Then by Margaret Murphy, we have a book that's called Darkness Falls. Then by Lisa Garner, or Gardner, Live to Tell. Two books by Karen Fossum. And I think I need to translate it yet again because it's all in Norwegian. So yeah, let's say Forest Fire. Don't know. And The Devil Bears the Light. Dusty. By Ellie Griffith. I have a book that's called The Crossing Places. And by A.J. Holt, I have two books. This one's called Watch Me. Another one I will show you within a minute. I have more by Patricia Cornwell within the Case Carpeta series. So this one is called Body of Evidence. And this one is called Natural Exposure. There are more by her. So Predator. And finally Red Mist. So yeah. That's that one. Then two more by Nele Neuhaus. Yeah, Deep Cuts and Unloved Wife. And then we go back to Karen Rose yet again. Scream for Me. Silent Scream. Let me look it up if it translated correctly. Yep. So they're not double, luckily. And I Can See You. one. And then I have some more by Jeffrey Deaver. Yeah, most of them are in the Lincoln Rhyme realm, except for this one. These two are in the Lincoln Rhyme series, and this one is called The Burning Wire. Skin Collector. And last but not least, this one's called The Bodies Left Behind. Right. Then two more. Another one by David Houston. This is called, I guess, The Mask of Dante's Numbers. This one is still part in the Nick Costa series, and this is the other one I mentioned some minutes ago by AJ Holt, and this one is called Catch Me. So we have Watch Me and Catch Me by him. Then by Greg Russell, I showed you part 3 in the series about Fable, and this is the second one, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, and this is called Brother Grimm, and I've mentioned that in my previous video also. And another one by Stuart McBride, and this one is called Dying Light. So, yeah. That will do it for batch 3. As you can see, I've cleared this whole shelf. That was batch 3. This one will be batch 4, and then I'm done with all my detectives. So, yeah. So as you can see, these two are now all cleaned out, which means it's part for batch 4 of this video. And let's get right into it. By Tess Gerritsen, I have Die Again. By David Hewson, yeah, Little Sister. Another one by Elizabeth George. This one is called A Traitor to Memory. Tess Gerritsen yet again, and this one is called The Bone Garden. Then we get to Mark Billingham and one of his books. So let's see where I can find the title and if it's translated correctly. Go. Lifeless. So that one was translated correctly. Could have figured that one out. By Ridley Pearson, I have New Witness. By Ryan Douglas Pearson, so both Pearsons, always. I have a book that's titled Top 10. Really now? Really now. Okay. Then by Elizabeth Heiter, I have a book that's titled Seized. So, yep. And then another one by Karen Slaughter, Pretty Girls is the title of this book. And I'll go by Karen Rose, Count to 10. MJ Elridge, and this is called Love is Blind. And 2 books by Jonathan King. Let me see if I can find both titles. The Blue Edge of Midnight and Visible Darkness. So the first 2 books in the series. Then by S.J. Bolton. And later she was written as Sharon Bolton, and I showed, I think, 1 or 2 books by her already. And this one is called Sacrifice. Another one by Tess Gerritsen, The Sinner. by Nicky French, another one in the Frida Klein series. This one is called Saturday Requiem by MJ Arledge. Another book, and that one is called Eeny Meeny. And by Jean-Christophe Granger. Yeah, Across the Dark Line, or The Dark Line, if you want to translate it. By Harlan Coben, however you want to pronounce that one. Long Lost is the title. By Gilles Blunt, I have another book, and that is called 40 Words for Sorrow. Get here. Another one by Nicky French, the Frida Klein series. This one is called Sunday Morning Coming Down. Another one by Elizabeth George. Yeah, almost 700 yet again. And this one is called Playing for the Ashes. So I hope there's a lot of character development in all of her bigger books, because, yeah, I'm really, if I'm going to read a mystery, I really want to get involved and want to find out. And hopefully there are some clues behind all of, well, at least in all of them, to figure it out as a reader, instead of, let's say, the last 10 pages is one, hey, that guy you have never seen before, or girl, or whatever, that's the one who did it. And that's what I really don't like. So I really hope this will be a-okay. Yeah, just a little side road there. Then 2 books by Leven Cage in the Silva series, and they are, if they're in English, yes they are, Blood of the Wicked and Perfect Hatred. So, yep. Then by a Dutch author, Tjeerd Langstraat, I have Love. 2 books by Michael Connelly. This one's also another one in the Harry Bosch series. And this is a new series or standalone by him. So let's see. Oh no, this is also one by Harry Bosch. It's only not on the back thingy. A Darkness More Than the Night. And 2 Kinds of Truth. So, yep, need to get into that one. And you. These 2 are also by David Hewson, and still they are also with Nick Costa. So The Savage Shore and The Garden of Evil. So, yeah. Then 3 books. Yeah. By Robert Galbraith, or as we know, J.K. Rowling. This one is Lethal White. These 2 are translated, so let me see. Career of Evil and The Silkworm. Yep, we're almost done. Another one by Petra Hammerspeer. It's called The Last, how do you call it? The Last Sacrifice. That's the one. Then 2 more by Jane Casey. Yep, this is called Missing. I guess we The Reckoning. So, Missing and The Reckoning by her. Then the last two books I have by Elizabeth George. Let me see. A Suitable Vengeance and Careless in Red. Oh, damn. I need to read a lot of pages if I want to get all through her works. I figured that one out. And then by Belinda Bauer, I have a book that's called Dark Side. So that sounds fun, doesn't it? Yeah, and then the last two books, another one by Jeffrey Deaver. This is the first one with Catherine Dance as a standalone-ish. We know it's a series now, but then it was the first one separated from the Lincoln Rhyme, and that's called The Sleeping Doll. And the last one is by Mark Billingham, and that's called Sleepyhead. So, yeah, those are all the books I have in my detective series. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!